share my screen. Everybody see me okay?
Yes.
Screen okay?
Yep.
All right.
Good.
Good. Okay, I'm just gonna change this down. Get my cursor going here. All right, so start with Kim. Well, these are fun.
Oh,
This is these weird looking things. I meant to look up what the artist meant by these. Last month we went to Palm Desert and Palm Springs. This is from the Palm Springs Arts Garden, arts area. It is entitled Babies on the Move.
oh,
And there are actually about 5 more of these guys scattered around on the ground and within these grounds. I just came in, took 2 of the ones that were I could get closest to. The faces are barcodes.
Ah, okay.
But I do not recall, and I said I forgot to look it up, what his intent, what his statement was supposed to be by doing this. They're just really creepy.
Look like child abuse with a 2x6. Goodness.
So I really didn't do a whole lot to these. To this, it masked the 2 statues in Lightroom, and then inverted it to bring down the background just a little bit because it was really bright, just a bright sunny day. Took it into Topaz and applied. Shoot, I didn't write it down. One of the looks to it, just to kind of bring out more of the eeriness and the colors, textures of the statues.
Yeah, so you got kind of a warm desert and a cool meadow going there. Yeah, see almost a little glow. I'm guessing it's from the mask. Leading
Oh,
up.
around, yeah, I see it. I see them now. Yeah.
Actually, I'm almost thinking maybe you could have made it a little bigger so they look like they were glowing. That might be something to play with, but then you might want to soften the edges of them a little too.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a thought if you want to go that direction.
Are babies on the moon?
Babies on the Move, MOVE.
No, moon.
Oh, moon.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, just desaturate the ground.
That's right.
Yeah, maybe
Or
maybe a
maybe
little
background,
gradiated
the moon.
background.
oh, pretty weird.
That is strange. Well, let's see how the rest are all these from that area.
Yeah, the first 2 are from Palm Springs and the other 3 are Palm Desert.
Okay.
And this is in the same area, Marilyn Monroe. Huge statue of her. You can stand under the thing and look like an ant. And then again took this into Lightroom, inverted the mask, and then brought down the colors in the sky just a little bit. That is the sky, but I just I used one of Lightroom's filters, one of their presets to change this, just change the color of the sky a little bit and bring the clouds out a bit.
Yeah, your mask looks like it held really well on this one. Interesting. I wonder if this is the same one they used to have in Chicago.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, they moved it from Chicago back 10 years ago or so.
Yeah, you could stand under it when it was raining and
Yeah.
Is that right?
Interesting. I didn't realize it'd come from Chicago. I didn't see any literature on it.
Then they have that woman and the sailor in San Diego, which is about
San Diego.
yeah, in the harbor area. Yeah, the sailor. Yeah, they're pretty neat because they're such overscale sculptures. Nice. Yeah, I like
Nice
it.
picture. I like it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's got a kind of a antique coloring, like an old
Yeah.
postcard.
Yeah, it's got that vintage 60s look,
Mhm.
color space. Nice.
And then this is in Palm Springs, and again, this is actually Marilyn or Melissa Morgan's sculpture garden. It's outdoors. This is outdoors. Masked it, inverted the mask, and took the exposure and all the color just totally down to black. Because of all the stuff that's just behind it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Is this pretty big as well, Kim?
Yes, it's good size. Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, I really liked the way that it just took this into topaz then too, just to bring out the detail and contrast a bit. I just like the way all the lines just kind of go all over the place, but lead toward the middle.
Mhm.
Are the lines part of the sculpture, or are they reflections of the rest of the space?
No, they're part of the sculpture.
Really?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Neat.
Nice work.
Because all around it is just rock. Other than the base that it's sitting on, that whole quote unquote garden is just all rocks.
And you said you blacked it all out.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Okay.
wonder if bringing these two down a bit might help you out,
Okay.
and maybe even bring them into the cool palette. Although it might be nice to keep them warm just to have a difference. Yeah, it might be something to try. Anybody else? Okay.
Same place.
Ah,
Hmm.
Again,
Different.
masked the subject, inverted it, took the colors down, the background out a bit, but then I took it into topaz and put a texture on it. So this is a topaz, the background is a topaz texture.
Mhm.
And just played with all sorts of textures till I found something that I thought kind of worked with it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Again, it's
Yeah.
sitting on gravel, on rocks.
mhm.
Yeah, a little bit of a shadow going here. I'd probably anchor it with a little bit of a shadow over here,
Okay.
but everywhere else seems to be okay. But maybe just along this leg here.
I actually took these last three. I took my 50mm fixed lens along. I haven't used that thing in years.
Uh-huh.
And so I took that along and took that I used it at this garden. I thought, well, I'm just gonna play with it, doing, in a sense, street shots, not knowing what I was gonna find until we stumbled upon this place. So I didn't have any other lens with me but the 50.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I miss this place. Although, let's see, we were there probably about 5 years ago. I imagine it was there then. They had that art walk night though, which was kind of nice, and all the museums were open. Yeah, it's an interesting town. All the modern architecture from the 60s period. Cool.
And then this is the
Mhm.
last one from there.
Mm.
Converted it to black and white.
Mhm.
And so you can see what the grounds are like in the reflection. It's just all gravel. So obviously the one statue is a reflection, but then it's doubling the reflections also because of the windows, because you see the woman in the background, but there's only one statue like that, but
Uh-huh.
it
Oh,
created her twice.
Interesting. So it was just not enough of an.
Mm.
Yeah.
Good
Oh.
shot.
Oh, I see. It's a bifold door, so it was
Yeah.
pitched a couple different ways. Yep.
ah,
This one's probably pitched more because it's picking him up.
yeah,
I gotcha. Neat.
Hmm.
I like these rings too.
yeah.
Yeah, just the whole look was just, when I caught the reflections,
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
saw it, I was like, okay, I've got to do something with this, because it was just really interesting looking.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
like the fact that it almost looks like you're seeing inside here in the dark areas.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's kind of neat.
Very interesting.
Nice.
So is this in Palm Desert?
Yes, right down the main drag,
Hmm.
right down the main, I can't remember the name of the street, road,
Oh,
the
that's-
street, but it's right
that's-
down, right downtown.
Yeah, that's why I missed it. We didn't get to Palm Desert this last time, just Palm Springs. Ah, okay.
It's not a very big spot. It's not a very big park or garden as such. They're all really kind of put closely in. The woman, the back of the woman sitting there as such is actually right along the sidewalk, looking out at the road.
No,
Mhm.
so is that a street sign?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was part of the
Oh.
sculpture or a street sign.
That's
Okay.
amazing.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for bringing those up.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
Thank you.
Good to see
Really cool.
you. Been a while. Okay, let's go to James Bowman.
Wow.
Hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
So back to Greece on my trip in April, May. And this, I think most of you saw last time when I was explaining this is I guess it was called what is it called? It's the Nike, why can't I bring up the name? The
Temple?
temple.
Oh.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a Nike temple, but last time you saw it just lit up. This is a daytime shot of it.
Nice.
Hmm. Yeah. Nice color.
Yeah.
This is another thing. It's reminiscent of Chicago. They made a copy of this for part of a wing that projects out of the Museum of Science and Industry
Hmm.
in the South Side, where the Columbian Exposition was originally back in the 1890s or whatever. Yeah.
And Sandy, these are famous caryatids
Yeah.
that
They're
have
real-
been suffering from pollution, degrading the marble. Right, Jim?
Okay, so what they have done since, I'm not sure when but they took these 5 images and they brought them into the museum, and they
Oh,
put these are copies.
oh,
Yeah,
really?
they did a lot.
They finally took them out.
So they made a nice copy of them,
Oh,
and an authentic looking at least, and so that it would kind of hold the feeling of it. But yeah, the
I
real
didn't know
important
they swapped them
sculpture.
out.
Yeah, in fact, it's policy throughout Greece that all important sculptures that were outdoors, they make a copy of it, and then they bring them in, and then
Is that right?
they set them back where they were.
Wow.
There are many examples of that.
Italy
They're
took,
about 2,000 years old, something.
yeah.
More than that,
More than that.
this is the temple of Nike that was kind of had its heyday in about 4 to 8 BC.
Mm.
Wow. Very cool.
Thank you for sharing that. I did not know they took them indoors finally.
That's amazing.
Well, nice. Is this afternoon light?
Yeah, late afternoon light.
Really pretty.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So they're still working on this, Jim?
Yeah, they've finished a lot of the work, but there's still remaining work. There's still some scaffolding, in fact, that you can see right there.
Mhm.
And there was scaffolding on the other side of the major ruin in the Acropolis. You've heard of that.
Right.
So but it's winding down. They probably have been doing this restoration work for 10 years.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I like that you can see the illumination of the interior. That so it's a
Right. It's a position of the sun.
nice light.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
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 This is Mykonos Island.
Oh,
And so we spent a few days in Athens, and then we took this tour, like all over the many islands. We took 8 islands,
Mhm.
and we saw a lot of stuff that way. And this was Mykonos, and you probably have heard of Mykonos.
Mhm.
It's a kind of a jet setter kind of place.
So which was your favorite of all of them?
They're all different, and they're all really have their just fantastic. I just say all of them.
Okay.
All of them
Good to know.
are really interesting. Each one is very different. I'm going to show a couple of them, but they're fabulous. All the islands are fabulous.
mm,
I mean, from Crete to Ephesus, that is over on the what do you call it?
Turkish.
And Turkish side,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then Santorini. You've probably
Mm,
pictures of, and I'll show you a picture of that too.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Look
this
at
is
that.
Ephesus,
Mm,
and probably most of you have heard of Ephesus,
Mhm.
mhm.
and but it's just a fabulous. This is the library that was
Yeah.
functional. It really was functional about 100, 200 AD.
My
Mhm.
goodness.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is that a person down in the entry there?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so I like that because it
So
gives you
that just kind of left you with, okay, that's the scale.
scale.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would either clone her out
I
or,
like that too.
Yeah,
I like that person
yeah,
there.
maybe desaturate this.
I kind of had debated with it. Should I take it out?
I'm
Should
so glad you left it in.
Well, this one, yeah, but this one over here, I would maybe desaturate the jacket just so. it doesn't-
Okay, yeah, that's true.
If you want to leave her in, yeah,
Yeah, no, that's true. I
that could work.
I will obey that command.
Look at
Yeah.
all the work on these
So
columns.
much work.
Yeah. mhm.
Just
Yeah.
Yeah, to think that they're just as old as they are.
Yeah. And Alexander the Great may have walked down that street.
Yeah.
That was what,
Yeah.
I thought about this place.
Very nice. Good light again.
Yeah.
I think I know where this is.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so that's Santorini. It's kind of a famous spot.
Yeah.
But just so happened that the day I was there was this old rigged sailing ship down there, and I'm not sure. That was probably maybe a tour on a special kind of tour. I'm not sure, but it was parked out there and just made a nice rounded out the otherwise boring sea surrounding.
Yes.
I wonder if you ought to take a little top off this one. What do you think?
Where's that?
Crop a little of the top out?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, you could. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the same thought, Sandy.
Okay.
But I'm a purist. It's got to be the full thing.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah. Now this one I kind of used a topaz filter on it, and because it was kind of flat, and this really just brought dimension to it, and brought out the colors, the different colors.
Very cool.
So much
Really fun to
stuff.
look at.
Yeah. Where is
Oh.
this one?
Hmm.
Still in Santorini?
Santorini, yeah.
But yeah, I start seeing people everywhere and
Yeah.
Yeah.
little
Yeah, you
things on the
kind of,
balconies.
it's a contest to see who can find the most people.
Where's Waldo?
Yeah, yeah, that's fun. Very nice. All right.
I love it.
Yeah.
Were the
Oh,
skies like that the whole time you were there, or did you fiddle with it a
Uh,
little bit?
No, largely they were like that,
Okay, it was
because
beautiful.
it was raining part of the time that we were there, and there were very few fully sunny days, you know.
Okay.
yeah, we had the
What
same
time
thing.
of year, Jim?
April, May.
April, May.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we
Mhm.
encountered the same thing. In fact, yeah, the weather kind of swirled around between Greece and Italy and a little west of there.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
we had a lot of weather,
Yeah.
and actually I liked it. I kind of, would have before maybe this trip would have said, "Oh, bad weather, no good,"
Yeah.
But I've kind of changed my mind this trip and say, "Wow, I like all this weather and the things that it does to the skies and to the scenery around you,"
Yeah, me too. The only thing I didn't like was the cold.
Right.
Just can't tolerate cold anymore. Oh, let's see. So let's see. Is Jim Murphy here yet? Let me open-
His name's there.
He was here.
I'm here. I'm here. My camera doesn't work though.
Oh, that's right.
Ah,
Yeah, and
I can't.
I've got the window down on one person at a time, so that's why I have to ask. Well, let's do you next. How you doing? Oops, let me close.
I'm doing
Wow.
okay. Yeah.
Up. Good. I guess it wants to go on its own. All right. Well, let's do this one first then.
Wow,
wow.
look at that.
Yeah. It's just a landscape shot, and usually landscape shots are wide angle, but this one's shot with a telephoto just to make the mountain kind of get big.
Did you see the
No,
bird?
you're thinking,
I've got two images up here.
I got a bird and a mountain.
Yeah, hang on. Let me
Okay.
isolate it. There you go.
Wow.
Okay. So this is a Caspian tern, and I enjoy trying to do catch birds flying in different configurations, and and then I just I put a topaz on it, and I changed. It was just a blue sky, so I put some clouds in there to make it more interesting.
Wow.
Nice guy.
Beautiful picture.
so that does the false sky qualify in a contest or is it disqualify you?
I think it would depend on the contest,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, depending on the rules. Yep.
Like if it were Autobahn, they wouldn't want you to do that. You wouldn't be able to enter it if it were Autobahns.
I think most contests they don't want you to do that. You can do minor,
Mhm.
standard kinds of editing things, but putting in other things are probably not going to get you a win.
We're getting rid of branches with AI and things like that.
Yeah.
Nice. It seemed to pick up the coloration nicely too. Did you do that in Luminar or
I ran this through several programs, so I did think I did take it in the end back into Neo. That might have been where I picked up the coloration on the wing.
Nice.
I also had to flip. I think I flipped this background too, because the light was coming from the left.
Yeah. Nice.
Good one.
I like the highlights on the wings.
Yeah.
Just incredible.
Separates it out really nicely.
Yeah.
It took a lot of the detail out and just simplified the shot.
Mhm. Well, it almost
Beautiful.
gives it some motion, not having all that feather detail. Nice.
Usually I have
Distance.
a lot of feather detail. I go for a lot of detail, but
Yeah, that one worked.
okay, so yeah, so landscape shot. All these shots was shot at the same day at this practically the same time, but that's our local volcano, Mount Baker. And you know, it's early in the day, so the haze wasn't real bad, but you know, it's difficult with the haze in the air to get a a sharp mountain.
Hmm.
And I just happened to catch it. I didn't put the bird in there. That bird was flying by. I saw that. I thought, oh, I had to get that bird.
This is really nice, though. The haze is working well here.
Mhm.
Yeah, it really is.
It transitions between the trees and the mountain. And you got the haze transitioning.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I minded at all.
Just get the telephone relay station out of there by the trees.
Yeah.
Oh, right there.
I thought,
Oh,
I thought about that red roof as well too, but I did leave it.
Yeah, I would desaturate or clone that out, maybe knock this down, and obviously get rid of that.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
even knock that down a little bit.
Okay.
Anywhere you see these little light areas peeking through too much, bring them down this value area. That'd be nice. All right.
Oh, wow.
wow.
Really
Uh,
good.
a mama and a baby. I watched these for about 20 minutes because most of the time the light was a little bit harsh and either one or both of them were always looking the wrong direction. And mama was trying to sleep and baby wanted to play, kept hitting her in the face with his fin and nuzzling up to her. And it was kind of fun to just to watch them interact.
Oh, really nice. Very nice.
James, are these otters or seals or
Those are harbor seals.
harbor seals? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
These reflections are really nice.
Yeah.
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 Cool.
Yeah, I also want to cropping this top down a little bit would help too. It's
Okay.
just not so symmetrical. Yeah,
Mhm.
bring in a little bit. Okay.
I like the baby looking up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really nuzzling.
Yeah.
Nuzzling the mama. Yeah.
Oh,
There's
that's
a second
good.
shot.
Nice.
That's nice.
Body was really light. I worked on it a lot, but parts of it were dry and parts of her fur were wet, and I couldn't get a uniform result.
Mhm.
You zooming in pretty far distance?
I'm pretty far distance, and I was sitting on a rock, and I had my elbows on my knees, and I was holding my camera, and I was really surprised how out of focus a lot of my shots were. I don't know if they were moving or I was moving, but I had to throw a lot of my shots out. They were just not clear.
Mhm.
Shaky knees.
Shaky knees, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know if local masking with luminance would help this, although I imagine you brought your highlights in that area down.
Yeah, I did. And I did local masking and, I just couldn't blend it together very well. I didn't really like the way that fur came out.
Yeah.
Let's just take a quick look here. Might not work at all, but just a thought. We should probably have more range in your raw file on this one. Get rid of that. All right, so under this local masking area, under range, you can go to luminance and then just with this eyedropper, pick something in this area. And then you've got a couple of things to play with here. You've got this one that kind of brings it down a little bit. makes it a little harder edged. And then you've got this guy here, which you can move around, or you can grab the edge of it and make it thinner. Yeah, maybe something like that. Let's see if that does anything. First thing I would just drop the highlights down a bit. Maybe take
That's better. Yeah.
now it's getting muddy, so we'll cheat and add a little warmth to it. So maybe
Something to it.
yeah, not too much magenta, but and then you can play with saturation too. Yeah, maybe something like that. Maybe a little more magenta, a little less yellow. Something like that. So you can see what it's doing. Well, first, if you go over it, you'll see where it's masking. And if you don't want some of these areas, you can subtract. But in this case, I don't know that it. Yeah, on the face, I would probably subtract.
Yeah, that's right. I think the
So
fades you
just-
got to get rid of.
Just subtract, get a brush, and then you can just get rid of it on the face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
That's
Much
better.
better.
Here's another strange suggestion, Sandy. Crop it
Yes.
so the mother's body is almost completely removed and you've
Yeah.
just got a portrait.
I
of the,
agree with that, Steve. Yeah, I'll just bring
Yeah,
it.
crop in about here, somewhere in here.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah.
That's more like the old one.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
because I think that's the center focus of the picture itself. It's just the,
I don't. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I think that should crop right in. Yeah.
Yeah. That's reversing the mask. But I don't think we need to do that. So basically, I would take it down. And now that I see it, maybe I'd bring it back up a little bit. So maybe pull the highlights up a little bit. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so you can do something with it that way. All right.
Beautiful. James,
Yes.
I thought I would comment on the gorgeous blue. Is that local color or did you
I
adjust
changed
that?
the blue. I adjusted the blue. I changed it.
Gorgeous blue.
Yeah. So in this one, I also adjusted the blue and not the yellow so much though, but I saw these birds on the, and they're blue as well too. So I saw the blue yellow thing. I thought, oh yeah, complementary
Yeah.
colors. I'm going to go for
Mhm.
that shot.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Really nice.
Are those swallows?
Yeah, those are purple
Purple
martins. I think.
Okay,
Yeah, I think they're the largest swallow of all swallows.
sure.
They fly all the way from here, down to South America when they go back and forth.
Wow.
So they're
Hmm.
long distance
Yeah,
flyers. Yeah.
cool shot. Really nice.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a bunch of little houses here for them. They put up plastic jugs. They nest in these plastic jugs, and I don't know. So it's kind of interesting. Yep. And then go ahead. You can go to the next one.
All right. They still have those Martin houses where they kind of like have a whole bunch of little entries in one big massive house. I've seen those up there.
Here they're on the end of a pier. They just have all these plastic jugs on the end of a pier, and they show up every year and nest in these plastic jugs.
Wow.
I think
But
the
it gets
Purple
kinda
Martin
hot in those
houses, Sandy,
jugs.
were a big thing back in the Midwest too.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they had apartment buildings for them.
Right. Yeah, they look like. I remember seeing it. I think maybe near Savannah and down in that area. I think I saw them.
yeah.
They're
Oh,
interesting. Oh boy. Nice bald eagle there.
Yeah. It's got his head tilted, 'cause looking at the eye, but you
Yeah,
can see that he's tilted his head looking down at Jim, I think.
I think so, yeah. Trying to decide if I'm lunch or not.
Yeah.
Hey,
friend or foe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
wonder if he's too big to carry away.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Didn't do too much on this one, open up the shadows a little bit and, put I think I used Photoshop for this guy.
Uh-huh.
Put this guy in there. It was just all blue, so.
Yeah. I wonder what he'd look like just against a stark blue sky. Might be kind of neat too. Nice.
James, I found an interesting way for using sky replacement in Photoshop. If you had taken this bird and masked it, thrown a
Yes.
subject mask around it, put in another layer and filled it with 50% gray, and then did the sky replacement on the 50% gray, because Photoshop looks at it as being like a gray sky. But then you get a little crisper edge to it, I think. There's not so much, let's say, halo around things in
Oh,
some
that's all
ways.
right.
Oh. Huh.
It's something you might want to try.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing you could do is just refine the mask on the subject, although I'm sure it's probably in 5 or 6 different layers the way they do it in Photoshop. But once you get one of them, you could just copy it and paste it. Where you could just, make a select subject and then just go in there and knock that out.
Mhm.
Mm. All right,
Very good.
nice.
Yeah, nice, Jim.
Mhm.
Let's go down to Paula.
Wow.
Oh, nice one. Oh,
That's nice.
Oh.
I think this was in Florida. This one and the turtle that you'll see later were taken in Florida, and I just brought it in, took out some of the stuff that was in the water that was distracting, and brought out the rocks a little bit in the fur feathers.
I really like the pattern in the water and the softness.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did go in and tone that down a little bit.
Now, did you soften the water, or was that much depth of field difference?
I softened it a little bit.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, I think it works well. Gives it a nice touch.
yeah.
Nice masking on that one. All right.
Very nice. Mhm.
This was on one of my morning walks, and this plant was sitting there, and I liked the texture and the colors of the rock in the background, so I just brought it out and deepened the color in the flowers a little bit, and blurred the rock a little more.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe a little gradation on the background here would help bring these forward a bit.
Yeah, I can check that out.
Yeah. And then, pull these back so that, right. Where'd you find this guy?
Wow.
This guy is at Animal Kingdom at Disney World,
Mhm.
and I went in and I played with remove tool, because there was a lot of stuff back here that was circling around and doing all kinds of stuff. And he had little twigs and branches all over him, so I cleaned all those out.
Nice. This
Wow.
seems a little distracting to me.
Yeah,
I probably just
Probably
crop it off.
yeah, I could have cropped that a little more.
Yeah. Nice. Either that or get some more of it in here to kind of frame them up like this is doing.
Mhm.
But yeah, just the one I don't know. Just my thought. Okay.
This I took with my iPhone on another one of my early morning walks. And what attracted me to this was basically the shadow. I didn't care about the plant so much. So I cleaned out some shadow in the bottom of the pot, did a little work on the flower, but I removed, there was a shadow that went from the upper right hand corner of the pot down towards the bottom, and I used the patch tool and I cleaned that all out so that the shadow looked like it was a standalone.
Oh,
I spent
okay.
way too much time on it.
Well,
Nice.
paid off.
Yeah.
Also, the raked lighting gives some gesture in the wall behind.
Right. Well,
a
it was
good
early
time of
morning
day.
light. It was just as the sun was coming up and up over the mountains, and
Nice.
and it was
Very nice.
Okay.
and this was the turtle, not too far from the other bird, and I went and darkened the water a little bit on this one and cleaned out some stuff, and brought out some of the rocks, kept the bottom part of his shell.
Mhm.
Yeah, that works out nice.
Oh, yeah.
Were these rocks darker before or lighter or about the same?
They might have been a little lighter, so I did go in and add a little bit more texture and darken them up a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder if you should maybe even darken them a little more
Mhm.
just in this area. Let's take a quick look here. Yeah, so you can do it a couple of ways. You can do it in camera raw, or you can just, grab a curve or some kind of color correction if you want. You can grab this little hand and kind of see where this area is. And, darken that down, but you don't want to do the whole thing. So basically, I would take this mask and I would invert it using Command Shift I or Control Shift I if you're on a PC, I believe.
Mhm.
Is it not doing it? There it goes. No, it's just Command I, no Shift or Control. All right, and then make sure you have white as your foreground color, and then anywhere you paint the white, it's going to bring it in. I got a pretty big brush here. Let me bring it down a bit. Make sure it's soft, but yeah, so you just kind of roll it in.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, something like that.
Love it. Yeah.
Really? Take that. There we go. And now that you have it masked, you can go back and refine it. So just click on the little graph here, and that'll bring up here.
Mhm.
You can either make it lighter or darker. Take the shadow somewhere in there.
Oh.
Something like that. Well, not a lot, but just enough to give it some depth.
Yep. Yeah, that looks good, Decker.
Yeah. So you do that in camera raw too, but I forgot to show you a different way.
Mhm.
You could probably even do this in elements. Although I don't know if curves is in elements, but there's other.
Yes, I do have.
Oh, good. Okay. Excellent.
Cool.
Okay, thanks. All right. Steve, you got some stuff here you submitted for a studio and then
Oh, so serious. I'm gonna cut out. Have a good holiday, everybody.
Okay, you too.
Have a good one,
Next
Kim.
time.
Bye,
Bye.
Kim.
All right, so we're getting ready for the studio class, and then They tore up the club, so
Yeah,
yeah, so we're not. I'm guessing probably in August, 33rd going, but we'll see. So is this a self-portrait, as it were? Steve still here?
I don't think so.
Looks like he went.
Oh, he left?
He was here.
Yeah, all right, we'll see these for later then. Okay, let's go to window.
okay. Okay,
Mhm.
this
Nice.
whole batch, were from the trip we just came back from California. And these were all in Carmel.
Mhm.
And this was out in front of one of the businesses there in the downtown. And I think that area must be succulent heaven. The climate is perfect for them because there are so many beautiful ones. And this is just done in Photoshop and basically just darkened and slightly desaturated everything around the main flower and darkened up the middle of the flower a little bit. And now it's looking a little lighter now than it did on my screen at home. Might have had a little more impact with the darker greens on the main plant, but just otherwise cropped it down, thought the square frame or aspect ratio worked the best with it.
Beautiful picture.
Oh, thank you.
It's really nice. Yeah, I like that point of view.
Mhm.
So,
Okay, this was right at the coast there. This is the Walker House, which was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright for the owner at the time, about 1951. And this is the closest I got to it. But it was kind of a cloudy, dreary day, but I used topaz after doing a little touch up in Photoshop. I used topaz preset happy little trees, backed off to 70%, and that gave it the kind of watercolor painting look. And then I also used the basic correction at full 100%, which I think made everything a little sharper and more distinct. And one thing all of this did is it almost looks like a sunny day. Now the sand and the brick, the stone wall there look like they've got sun shining on them. So that made it a lot prettier. And so anyway, that is a very neat place to live. I think it's priced at about $22 million.
Oh,
If anyone's shopping.
wow. And where is this, in Santa Barbara?
Carmel.
Oh, in Carmel.
Yeah, the main downtown beach is just beyond it there.
Oh, man.
There's out on a little kind of a corner of the peninsula, there are several of these houses that are historic. This is maybe I thought the nicest looking one.
looks awesome.
Yeah, I think it is. I looked it up on the internet, and some of the interior views were quite attractive.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, it's got the butted corners like Wright usually does.
Yeah. This prairie style roof.
Yeah. Very nice.
Change that to more vicious if you want.
What was that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I see. This is separation. I almost looked like the stairs went to nowhere, but there, I guess, there's no front wall here that.
Yeah.
Behind, yeah.
Yeah, that got distorted, I think, in the using the topaz. It took away a lot of the detail in that.
Yeah.
What is that green thing on the there.
It looks like a
Oh,
sculpture.
it is, yes, it's actually a woman. I guess the lower part of it's not visible, but she's got a arched up with her arms like she's dancing or something.
Right.
Mermaid, maybe? Mermaid?
Well, it could be, yeah. Don't see the bottom end of her, so.
At first glance, it almost looks like the head of a sea serpent or something.
Right, yeah, the tail of a shrimp.
Yeah, yeah,
I love the house.
yeah. Wonderful place.
Okay. This was one also at Lover's Point. There, actually Pacific Grove, I think, is the town that's in that area. But I always, when I see a lone person on a beach, I always seem to want to take a picture. And I think of this lady sitting there in her chair, meditating or just enjoying watching the water. But I took this picture of her all alone on the beach, but the background, because it was a cloudy day, was pretty dreary. So I didn't want to just brighten up all those buildings and the sky and everything, because they'd get more important than the lady in the foreground. So I used a Topaz preset vibrant city lights, which made it less distinct and brought up the colors nicely. And then Topaz also allowed me to bring up that yellow a little more too, just using channels, I guess, to work on yellows and oranges specifically to brighten them. But I wanted it to look like I titled it like it's a fantasy land, and that it's a real person in a fantasy land. So that's what I was trying to get away from too crisp or detailed a background, just kind of a city in the distance, and did some shading on the rocks as they come toward her to reduce the colors to make it kind of transition to the plain, almost untouched beach right around the lady. So now the one thing I did, the upper part, I did that in Topaz, and then by put it in Photoshop and the selection tool on the image, I selected all that upper part and cut and pasted it over an untouched version, which had the lady in the sand around her. So it's a sandwich layered image using Topaz on the upper part and Photoshop on the bottom. So, and that worked out pretty well, just using the quick selection tool in Photoshop to pick up everything on the shoreline and the buildings and the rocks as they come down toward the beach.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And it all, I was able to just get it in registry, but the two layers together, so it fit.
Well, that's a lot of work, Wendell.
Well, yes, as was mentioned before, I spent more time than I should have. Something like this.
Yeah, nice. I think it paid off.
Certainly is. Very nice.
Okay, this is downtown Carmel, a little new age bookshop is inside this building, and I just like the neat walkway with the, I don't know if they're bamboo or what, the little trees on the one side and the bright.
Yeah, it looks like bamboo.
Yeah. So
Nice.
anyway, this was just a phone shot, but it brought up the colors nicely.
Very nice. Nice color.
Yeah, and I did use Topaz Celestial Skies at 50% to make that reddish wall pop out even more.
Mm-hmm.
And it probably also made the greens a little sharper too than the original. So,
Yeah, it's kind of an iridescent quality with the blue or
yeah,
whatever reflecting from the sky there.
yeah. And then there's that little kind of turquoise color at the top that I think is just a flashing along the edge of the roof, but probably copper.
I like the way they finished the pipe.
Yeah.
And split it right there.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then this same little bookshop, this is their backyard, sort of. And they've got just about every kind of, I don't know if they're all, some of them are Buddhas and others, I think, Hindu gods, I guess, but they've got a little bit of everything in that.
Mhm.
And I like the old wood in the door. So, and that was just Photoshop.
All weathered nicely.
Yeah, it is. And then it looked like they watered the wall right behind the one, the lower right there. It's
Mhm.
a little bit wet. Again, if this was a phone shot, just in the yard.
Yeah, and you got the succulents everywhere too. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Just grow on their own there.
Yeah, fortunately, you killed many of those in Chicago. They don't like it there too well in the winter time.
Yeah,
That's why it's California.
yeah,
exactly.
and it was about 60-some degrees there too,
Yeah.
and cloudy.
Very nice.
Right here.
Great. Well, looks like you had a nice.
Nice.
Okay, let's get up to the top here. Alan, you're up.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, this is I got myself a new camera and I was out shooting, and this is one of the first shots I did with it. And it's a pretty plain little bird, but I don't know, there's just something about this image that I really like. It's the lighting or something.
And the pose is neat. It's just like it's about to jump down and grab a bug or something.
Yeah.
Got action in it.
I love the softness of the background. There's no real messing around with this image. It was pretty well right out of the camera. So
He took me to the front door.
Nice.
So what came, Alan?
So, you know,
so what was that?
What camera did you get?
I got a Z8.
Look, who's you're gonna be on camera.
Is that your 2 to 600 or
That's the one, yeah, the 150 to 600.
150 to 600? Yeah, that's right. The Sony's the 2 to 6. Yeah,
Yeah.
always mix them up. Nice. Yeah. Selective focus is very nice on that.
Just yeah. So it's really, I mean, it's a nice little image of a bird, but it's really just the whole scene, right? The lighting that's on it, I think.
I like the wear here. It looks like either he or someone else has been here many times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Nice.
Thanks. And this is a shot from a botanical garden. They had some butterflies and moths and stuff. So, macro lens shot. So,
I would probably clone or really knock this down.
yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I think it's looking great.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe just bring these down a little bit.
Bring these ones up. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I like the curves and the leaves kind of echoed in the butterfly here.
Yeah.
There's curves, you know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like the eyes. I was just drawn to the.
Yeah.
He's looking right at you.
Yeah. Cool.
I like the way the antenna's curved too.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, knock that a little bit down there. I think you're right.
Yeah.
So this is just a shot of a mallard duck, but again, it was on that first shoot that I had with my camera, and I zoomed right in. I was just really impressed with the textures that I got and the color I got in the head there.
Yeah. Nice.
And also the curvature on the eye is pretty prominent. So.
Mhm.
Alan, is this manual focus or
Oh,
autofocus?
no, this is autofocus. Yeah,
Autofocus.
yeah. Is it the bill looks a little bit too bright? I guess, eh? I'm looking at it.
Maybe, yeah, yeah. And maybe you could get a little more separation in here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just love the texture and the color of that of the
Yeah.
head.
yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
The Nikon has eye detection, and
It
does
does, yeah.
animal and human
It has the whole thing.
yeah, good, good. Yeah, so Dave, they're pretty sophisticated with autofocus now.
Mhm.
You can say that track the eye, it's an animal or a human or what have you. You know, it's pretty neat.
To get all of these things going, though, you almost like have to play chords with all the wee buttons to
Yeah,
make it work.
yeah. It's like you're piloting a jet or something.
Yeah.
Alan, you said you got a Nikon Z, the new ones?
Yeah,
The new,
Z8, a Z8. Yeah, it's the latest Nikon camera.
and this is the stock lens.
Oh no, this is a Sigma lens. This is a 150 to 600 Sigma lens
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
From your old camera.
from the
Your-
old camera. Yeah,
yeah.
I've had that lens for a long while. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. Seeing some weird artifacts. I don't know if see these lines here. I don't know where those are coming from. Did you do any cloning or extending?
No, no, I did not. No.
I wonder what would catch those, because obviously they're not organic. And it wouldn't make sense. I wonder, maybe they're just reflections from something.
Yeah.
Do you have your hood on?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. This bird is actually in the water or close to the water. So
Yeah,
I don't know if it's something-
interesting. Well, maybe if you go back to your raw and
Yeah.
look those things over. See if they show up again. If they do, you may want to either contact Sigma or Nikon and see what's going on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Isn't it just pixelation? Because
No,
there's no detail, so it pixelates.
no.
No.
It should be a smooth transition there, unless there's something catching it, and it's not in the same direction either. You got one going here, one going here, one coming vertical. This one looks natural. It's a little softer, but you see how these are.
Oh, I see what they're saying there now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I'll check that out.
yeah. I would. Might be something. I don't think it would be, debris on your lens. Check
No.
your rear element and make sure it's clean,
Mhm.
because that would be the place it would affect it the most. Just
All right.
not sure what would cause that, to be honest with you. I'm in a group, well, it won't be tomorrow because it's the 4th, but maybe someone there might know, because they're more involved in sensors and the scientific end of things. But yeah, if I find out anything, I'll let you know.
And yeah, I had done this a while ago, so it's possible that this is a little bit of cloning going on here. When I see that vertical line on the,
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah, those look like telltale clone things, like
Kind of.
you caught an edge or something. Yeah, yeah,
soften it up a little bit.
yeah, yeah, probably, because I see one here too.
Probably what it is.
Yeah, that might be what it is. All right, and just double check your raw and make sure they're not there. Then you know it's not the lens.
Yeah.
All right.
oh, neat.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So, well, obviously it's a shot of some wild flowers, and they were really nice the way they were, but I hadn't tried any topaz things for a while, so I thought I'd take it in there and put a little topaz effect on there.
It's a Renoir painting now.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Gorgeous.
little poppies. Yeah.
I love these purple ones.
Mhm.
Just kind of dance around.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's
nice.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Mm.
This is one from a while, well, maybe last February, I think, when we did a little model shoot here in Calgary.
Mm.
And I just, on this particular one, I just zoomed in tight on her face.
Yeah.
I like that anyway.
Mm.
Mhm. Studio lighting there.
No, it's no studio lighting, it's just natural lighting in a building. Yeah.
So soft.
Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah, almost looks like porcelain sculpture or something.
Mhm.
I'm wondering about these little dark corners.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just curious if we maybe came up a little bit. It's still got some shape, but not that black. Yeah. I think that's a little more natural.
Oh,
They
yeah.
still fall off and give some roundness to it, but
I never see half of these things that you see, so.
unfortunately, the eye's been a little too trained sometimes over the years. But yeah,
I think I go over these things pretty carefully, and obviously.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you have a little more of this eye here.
I've got the whole face, I think.
Yeah, I would maybe bring a look, get the corner of the eye in there.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Okay.
All righty. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.
job.
Well, I gotta go, guys.
All righty.
Okay, see you next time.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks for
thanks for the
sharing all you
Greek
guys.
pictures.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, and I'll see you next time.
All
All
right.
right. see you
See
later.
you in a couple of weeks. Thanks, Jim.
Happy 4th.
You too.
Yeah, happy 4th to you guys too.
Mhm.
Oh, let me show you that later. All right. Hey, Dave.
Okay. I like this picture. It's up in Oro Valley at the Highfalutin Steakhouse. These wagons are right out front, and we pulled over and I took this shot, and I like it a lot. It has the vignette and the orange coloration that I have in my camera, but I think the composition's good. I'm happy with this picture.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it worked out nicely.
Mm-hmm.
So this must light up at night, I guess. Huh? With all these.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah.
This was daylight,
Mhm.
and I just saw it and we pulled over,
Nice.
you know. And Sandy, you might notice this is the first one I sent to you that has a signature.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. This is about a year ago or so, and I had sent this to the camera club. They were asking for pictures for a weekly newsletter, but I never saw it surface in anything at the camera club. So I thought I'd send it along to you,
Mhm.
and that's why it has my signature there. I was
Yeah.
having trouble with the signature because every time I would put the signature in, the rest of the picture would go out of focus. So that's why I was asking several of you guys, how did you put your signature? And so this one, I managed to get it in there without fuzzing up the rest of the picture. These are whiskey wagons. Isn't that cool? I want some whiskey.
It's a lot of whiskey.
Anybody got Jack Daniels in their cabinet for tomorrow?
There you go. Too funny. It's a wagon barrel full of fun.
Mhm.
Okay.
Now, folks, full disclosure here, I have an advantage in photography. I have a second set of eyes.
Mm.
My wife is usually with me on these photo walks or drives. And this is the zoo in the Issaquah Hills, the Cougar Mountain Zoo. And I got a light, I walked right by this picture. I got a light tap on my shoulder from my wife. She's like, look, look, look. So I turned around and I got this great shot.
Sounds familiar. I think we all have that.
Right? The second set of eyes, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, Sandy, I know there's a lot of interference. Of course, they're behind a fence, which is all that blur right there.
Yeah.
And there's another little spot. There's another,
Well,
there
guess
was,
what? I just took this into Photoshop to see if this generative fill would work, and
wow.
didn't do too bad.
No.
Wow, you took that
Right.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just
Look at that.
Basically right there. Yeah.
How
Oh,
you
that's great, Sandy. Look at that.
Yeah. And then it gave the cougar kind of a weird ear. I don't know
Uh-huh.
whose ear that was. So I
Yeah.
just trimmed
But
it
people
down.
wouldn't know if they
Yeah,
didn't
well,
see the original.
Yeah, so I just trimmed it down.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's nice.
No.
And Sandy, I was just about to point out this other white dot in the upper right.
Yeah.
There's a fourth cougar back in the cave.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And I didn't have the software to cover that up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, that's easy to take care of. I mean,
Yeah.
um,
Brush it out with an eyedropper or something.
well, here, the spot healing brush. I'll have to get down to the original here. Yeah, it just whoop,
Oh, look at you.
it's gone. Yeah.
Thanks
I
for
didn't-
doing that, Sandy, on this
I
picture.
didn't take the time on the right side, but
Okay.
one in the middle, I said,
Yeah.
let's see if that
Can you
works.
save that picture?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Because I notice you've been hitting the don't save button on your corrections.
Yeah,
would you save
generally
it?
don't. Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah, let's see if I can say this is a JPEG for you. Well, I'll probably have to flatten it first. Okay. There we go. Do a save as. Yeah. All right. I will email this to you.
Beautiful. Thank you. And Sandy, the only thing I did to the picture to send to this session was a little cropping on the bottom. There was some just extra information down here of their cage,
Oh, yeah.
of their cave, their man-made cave.
Gotcha.
So that's all I did was a teeny crop pulling it up. Thanks for spending some time on that. I really
I
appreciate
think
it.
it worked out for both of us.
Yeah, it's a lucky shot. It's a lucky shot.
Like that. Yeah.
How did you remove the bird? Did you give it an instruction to do that, or?
I just put a circle around it. It didn't say anything. I believe. Well, I think I did it two ways. One time I think I did remove highlight, and then other I just let it do its thing, and I think it came out the same on both. They're very close.
You use that remove tool that people
No,
are talking
I
about?
use the generative fill, which is total AI. That's why I gave the cat a different ear. Yeah. It probably pulled something out of Adobe stock to do that.
You know, 1 second later, they would have been moving. You know what I mean? That's the magic of the capture.
Yeah.
Beautiful faces.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alan?
That looks familiar.
Yeah, this is, I wanted to send this in because last week I mentioned that I had shot the same bird,
Yes.
the crown crane.
Yeah.
And I noticed as I was looking at this again, Sandy, is it has the feather in its mouth. Same that Alan did. Alan's picture did, right?
Oh, I don't remember that actually, but
yeah. Well, remember we took the feather out of your bird's mouth
right,
last session?
right, that's right. Yes, yes.
Yeah. And so, folks, this bird moves around frantically And to get this shot, I had to use the sports mode. And the photo stats on that are 1/125th of a second at f5.8. So I had to use sports capture to freeze this bird because it's frantic. And then now that I saw that my bird had a feather in its mouth as well as Alan's bird, I thought, you know, this bird, I think, preens itself constantly, picking its own feathers.
Yeah, no doubt.
So,
Yeah. If you can,
anyways, that I wanted to throw my bird shot in to share with you guys.
yeah,
Good one.
you can get even a higher shutter speed. You probably get a crisper image like 250 or 500. I know. Well, Alan, you probably shoot a little higher, don't you?
The speed I shot mine at was probably about 15 or 1600.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And Jim Murphy usually go 15 to 2000, right?
Yeah, I
You have
use,
to
if
remember-
I'm, if the bird's stationary, 1200.
These are big lenses, so you gotta use a pretty high speed to keep them still.
Yeah, and I'm kind of old school. I go 250th, but yeah, and I think as I'm getting older and less steady, I used to be able to do it 100, 125, but not anymore. Even 250 sometimes it gets a little fuzzy. So yeah, there's good ways to compensate. Yeah, just kicked up that shutter speed.
Also, Sandy, it looks like the natural light was shining through the bristles here on the crown, because that looks very illuminated.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, I don't think there's much to them anyways. It probably doesn't take much to light them up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
And Alan, your bird was
Yeah,
in
give 'em a
Canada,
light.
right?
yeah, you can
Yep.
see the
Yeah.
lights from above. And then you can see
From
the
above.
highlight here. Yeah, and the highlight here too. Yeah.
Look
So-
at that.
Where is this one shot?
This one was same with the cougar picture, the Cougar Mountain in the Issaquah Hills, state of Washington. They got tigers there. They've got a lot of wolves and all kind of animals.
Nice.
Yeah.
I went out to photograph the grizzly bears. Are out now
Oh,
in the Banff area, and I went out yesterday to photograph them, and I missed all of them. So
oh.
Ouch.
it was a nice drive. So.
Yeah, there you go. Are you getting smoke up there yet?
Oh,
We're getting it down here from
Yeah.
Rio Rico. There's a fire, I guess it's been going since Friday.
Yeah, it's been hazy.
Yeah.
there's quite a lot of fires over in the east. And there's certainly some here, and there's some in BC, but we haven't had much smoke for a long while.
Oh, lucky you.
Alan, you're in Calgary now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, it's been about 107 in Tucson, 110, I think, today.
Yeah, I'm
It's
looking
real
at
hot
100
down here.
108. Yep.
It's probably about 78 maybe here just now. It's a cooler day here today.
Mhm.
Nice. All right, nice capture.
So-
This one.
Yeah, oh, yeah, neat.
This is a lucky street shot. I was focusing on the grill work, and this passerby happened to walk right in front as I snapped it. And ooh la la, I really got a good lucky street shot, right? Don't you think? So I call this one the passerby.
Right.
He
in the middle.
perfectly integrated with the picture.
Well, yeah, you've got them centered nicely here. You got some
Yeah.
separation here. You got this going on. Yeah, it
Yeah,
brings your eye all over. That's great.
lucky street shot.
Yeah.
This was in Oro Valley also. So
There you go. Very nice. And I like the graphic feel of this one.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
this
Sandy,
is
back
nice.
on my apocalypse stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
This, you guys know my camera has this feature that shoots in 4 different tones plus natural color. And there's a building up in Oro Valley that has these weather vanes. One, they have a coyote, a roadrunner, a javelina, and a thunderbird. Okay. So this is straight out of my camera, no manipulation whatsoever.
Now, do you see this through the viewfinder when you select that?
No, I don't see the color.
Ah,
I only see what's in front of me, if I can even see it at all, because there's so much glare. I don't have the type of camera I can put on my face. It's just a glare. So it's really,
oh, you're looking at
I'm
this.
point and shoot, really.
Oh, okay.
I can
So you don't
see
have
the
a-
main form, but I can't see, with the way the new cameras are, you can't see anything,
Yeah. Oh, when you're looking at the back, yeah, it's like shooting with your phone.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
But-
much glare.
Yeah, but it's nice the way you lined it up and the vignette and everything's working.
Yeah, the
Without having
vignette.
to see it. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, the only mention I could make about the fuzziness is they were kind of amorphous clouds. So gave it that effect.
Quite nice.
Yeah.
That's really
Thanks.
nice.
Thank you, everybody.
That's
Yeah,
definitely
that is nice, Dave.
Thank you.
that's a keeper. That's my favorite.
Thunderbird.
Okay, I guess that's everybody. Let me dig some things up. Here we go. Well, I've been playing more with the subterranean part of this amphitheater near Naples, and I figured I'd show you guys some of those first.
It's nice.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's real lush down there. Just lots of rain and stuff. Evidently, this whole thing silted in and was covered up, and people were using it for agricultural purposes until somebody hit the top of one of these and discovered it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really fertile soil.
You mean
one-
this whole thing was dug out of the ground?
No, well, it had to be excavated because it had been covered with silt and had flooded and silted up over the centuries to the point where no one knew it was underneath this mound.
Wow.
Was this a Herculaneum?
No,
Or is this
no.
a different site? Oh,
Yeah, this is a different site.
oh,
Yeah, this is kind of northwest of Naples,
oh.
almost between Naples and Rome. Yeah, this was the second largest amphitheater in Italy, after the Colosseum. So they're still working on the upstairs, the main part, but they let you in the bottom, which is kind of nice. That's kind of
Wendell, this is a little reminiscent of your Carmel alleyway, the forced perspective leading back. Oh,
Yeah,
comment.
yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, a few years older, but
yeah,
A few years older than Carmel. Mhm.
Yeah, just amazing work.
yeah,
Look how thick those walls are.
yeah. And I'm looking at the arch, the lighter areas there. It almost looks like just a very thin arch, but I guess it's
Yeah.
actually a section of wall above it.
Yeah, yeah,
Huh.
yeah. This is wall here.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
It's just amazing how they built this thing.
yes, it is.
Mhm.
it is. So they found all these remnants of the columns that were evidently on the very top of this thing along the back wall. They all ended up inside in the basement. As it were. So
Wow, look at
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Good.
nice.
So
Good
this was
shot,
all-
Sandy.
Oh, thanks. So this was all open. Well, I guess it had a floor with different trapdoors where they'd let the gladiators come up or the animals or what have you. And now it's just covered with these grates. And I like what the grates were doing with the lighting and
yeah,
and they're
Wow.
rust,
Yeah.
kind of a nice patina to them.
yeah. And this is pretty much the color just as you took the image?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
The greens are probably just a little brighter than they should be. I should probably
Mhm.
desaturate those a hair. But it's
Leave it.
really lush. I mean, you can see there's just stuff
Mhm.
growing right on the bricks and
Yeah.
floor and everywhere. It's just
Mm.
very damp,
Spectacular.
very damp.
I love it.
Yeah. There's kind of a view from
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
geez.
where you're getting this straight through area as well as
Wow.
curve.
You got a choice here which way to walk down.
Yeah,
That's really cool, Sandy.
yeah, but you can see all the moss growing everywhere.
Yeah.
This is quite the
And there are
structure.
areas, well, like here where it's just mud,
Mhm.
mud and silt.
Unreal.
That's neat.
Yeah, I
What
figured.
was what was the name of that place, Sandy?
I'll look it up for you. I'll
Okay.
have to go to my map. It's kind of an odd name, but
That is really interesting.
yeah,
Mhm. Do you have to pay to walk into these grounds?
yeah,
You do.
yeah. All of them are archaeological sites or set up as museums or both. This one had a little museum off to the side with a cafe.
Wow.
Awesome.
And some
Wow.
doors and windows. I figured I'd
Mm.
Mhm. Great composition. Oh, that's
Mm.
cool.
Yeah.
I just really like the way the shadow
Mm.
went across.
Mhm.
Really nice.
Thanks. But just the
Mm.
Nice.
centuries of different bricks and rocks and
Mhm.
clay, and yeah, it just amazes me. And then
And
and then all the new stuff,
you,
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
you have arrived at door 81.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah,
Wow, look at that.
yeah.
Mm.
This is kind of
Oh,
Sandy, you were in Rome, right?
yeah.
Is that true? They have too many cats there? Just way too
The
many cats?
whole country is feral cats everywhere. Just
Too many cats, yeah.
yeah, way too many, just unbelievable amounts. People come out and feed them. I mean, we were walking down the Appian Way, and this woman came out with about 10 pounds of dry food and about 30 cans of wet food. Started scooping it out. And there's probably
Out in the street.
just up on a little mound on the side of the Appian Way. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were just running there, probably about 40 of them.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Sandy, are you going to put together a little book or a
I'm not
slideshow
sure what
on
I'm
the
gonna
internet?
do. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Yeah,
Oh, look at that.
this
These
is
are
all-
wonderful pictures.
Oh, thanks.
Nice. Trattoria. Oh,
I
it's
like that
changed up.
reflection.
Yeah, there's me. And this was fun. I was trying to be candid, but these guys caught me.
Yeah.
They're all staring at me like, okay, why are you taking my picture?
That's a good shot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of fun seeing all,
My God.
all their different faces. Well, this guy is too busy on his phone, but these guys, it's just a lot of fun. Even this guy over here.
They're definitely checking you out. What is this guy doing?
Yeah. Yeah. And got my hawks back.
Mhm.
Here, juveniles, so been shooting them a little bit.
That's cool.
Mhm. Very
There's
nice.
4 of them, and they're just jumping around, having a ball out here, especially with the heat because we've got this water feature, and
Mm.
it's the way they've been cooling off here.
Wow.
Love it.
Shot.
Yeah,
Oh.
Squawk on it.
but you can still see they got the little baby down feathers that still come out.
Mm. Mm.
And then that was last night.
What?
Oh, that's a beauty.
How can you do that?
Well, this one I had to do a multiple exposure. I should have shot the night before because it was much lighter and it would have been easier to get it all in one exposure. But yeah, I tried HDR and it just wasn't working for some reason. So I just
I went down to downtown Calgary because according to photo pills, it was going to be exactly over the middle of the Calgary Tower, which is in between really tall towers on either side. And it was all clouded over.
I had that happen a couple moons ago as well. The thing I don't like about photo pills is they make the icon of the moon when you're doing that augmented reality so big that it's hard to gauge when it's going to be up. So when the tip of it was coming over the mountains when I was lining it up, it was one time and it was actually came up almost 20 minutes later. And by then it was really getting dark. So that was kind of a shame, but yeah, get you close. Yeah, get you in the general area. Let me see if I can find where this hang on real quick. I'm going to stop sharing here and kill the recording, and then I'll find